And I'm Ben Hoover. Continued coverage tonight of breaking news that South Carolina's longest-serving sheriff indicted by a federal grand jury on several accusations of taking bribes and using his position and influence to interfere with the identification and processing of undocumented immigrants.
We have a crew of reporters out bringing you team coverage of this big story. We go live now to Will Whitson, who's gathering new information at the Lexington County Sheriff's Department. Will?
Well, guys, our team coverage continues tonight with senior reporter Jack Kinsey, who has covered just about every story involving James Metz, including a serial killer case back in 1985 that earned the sheriff some national recognition. Jack.
Well, it is certainly not the best news for law enforcement on the county level here.
The governor putting an old assistant sheriff in place right now, and the only way that Sheriff Metz could be put back in office is if he's found not guilty.
Right.
Also named in that indictment announced today, late today, along with Sheriff Metz and Jason Amodio, former Lexington Town Councilman Danny Frazier. Also, Greg Leon, who owns several Mexican restaurants. Lewis McCarty is taking over operations at the Sheriff's Department, and our Judy Gatson continues our team coverage now here in the studio with more on that. Judy.
Ben, the governor.
WIS following a developing story tonight. Richland County deputies are investigating a domestic incident that left a 6-year-old child hurt. Deputies say they were called to Pickard Court this afternoon, where they found a father attacking his son. Officers say they attempted to subdue the father, but he resisted arrest. The child was taken to the hospital as well as the father. There's no word yet on their conditions tonight. We will continue to follow the story and update you just as soon as we learn more. Coming up next in our health alert, a new treatment to help people who suffer from AFib, a leading cause of stroke and death in the U.S. We continue to follow breaking news tonight. Several Midlands officials are facing public corruption charges, including Lexington County Sheriff James Metz, indicted by a grand jury today.
Still ahead.
WIS continuing to follow breaking news tonight. Lexington County Sheriff James Metz indicted by a federal grand jury on 10 counts today.
Sheriff Metz is accused of accepting bribes to use his position and influence to interfere with the identification and processing of undocumented immigrants detained at the Lexington County Detention Center. 3 others, including former Lexington Town Councilman Danny Frazier, Greg Leon, and former South Congaree Police Chief Jason Amodio, have been charged by the state grand jury accused of bribing Metz.
The U.S. Attorney General made a statement saying, quote, corruption will not be tolerated. Sheriff Metz is being charged with conspiracy to violate federal law and interfering with government function, along with others. These charges stem from a multi-state investigation from the FBI, SLED, also the Attorney General's office.
We will continue.
A couple of times a year, recruits go through an extensive application process in hopes of becoming a Columbia firefighter.
WIS's Katie McKee caught up with them this morning at Columbia Firefighters Training Center.
Those making it through today's physical agility test will go through application review and interview. Then those selected will be offered a job and start recruit school in September.
All right, after the break, one state senator says he is ready to be our state's next lieutenant governor.
We'll tell you who's stepping up to the plate just ahead. The town of Lexington has designated this Thursday as Kyle Carpenter Day. This week, the USC student and Marine will be honored at the White House, where he will receive the Medal of Honor. Carpenter was badly injured during a tour of duty in Afghanistan, and he is being awarded for his courageous actions while serving. The ceremony will be held this Thursday. You can stay up to date on the special ceremony right here on WIS. We'll have team coverage from the White House, also updates on our website, WISTV.com, and our Twitter page. The big H hovering over our region of the country, and if you follow the weather, you know what that means.
Humidity?
You got
8 squared. How about that?
Oh, yeah, I love it. I love it. The big H is